Adrian Mariappa into the Watford back line on his second time that he started in the Premier League this season, because Christian Kabasele is suspended at the moment. 1 game ban for Kabasele. Andre Gray given another chance in attack, having scored as a substitute, replacing the Argentine Roberto Pereyra in the 2-0 win at Norwich. The final international break of the year came at the wrong time for Burnley and Watford, who both won their last Premier League fixtures. Watford's win at Norwich, long overdue, given it was their first of the season. And a problem potentially for Watford, because Craig Dawson complaining of feeling unwell before kick-off. They've had to make 2 defensive changes here, with Mariappa in for the suspended Kabasele, and with Daryl Janmaat out, Kiko Femenia in the right-back berth. Don Goodman.
That would be the last thing that Watford need, isn't it? You know, you're talking about, you're up against 2 big forwards that Burnley possess in Ashley Barnes and Chris Wood, and could argue that Craig Dawson is the most dominant in the air Watford defender that they have on the book, so they're really desperate that he's okay to continue here.
Jab forward by Cork, helped on again by Hendrick. Deulofeu almost getting away from Tarkowski. He has got away from Tarkowski, and Pope makes an important save for Burnley. Tarkowski playing his teammates into trouble then. It's one that Burnley have got away with.
Well, it is. I think it's the first shot in anger in the game, isn't it? What an opportunity. Opportunities don't really come much better. He forces Nick Pope into a save, but it's a pretty routine save when perhaps it shouldn't have been. He gets caught out there, Tarkowski. Deulofeu, he's got runners, and that's what gives him the space, but when you look at the strike, it's more or less straight at Nick Pope. Look at that there, right in the middle of the goal. He's got to be finding the corner of the net, forcing the goalkeeper into a more difficult save than that.
Capoue. Andre Gray. Here's Femenia. Deulofeu alongside, and diverted straight into the arms of Pope. Important for Burnley that Ben Mee was able to get something on that then.
Yeah, this deflection here falls perfectly for Andre Gray, and Femenia's on his bike, and the angle really is against him, so he does the right thing in trying to put it back into a dangerous area, but credit to Ben Mee. Skipper, right place, right time.
Deulofeu teasing again and managing to dig out the cross. Doucouré, Hughes, Olivas, helped away from Gray by Mee. Capoue, Hughes, Deulofeu again looking to sparkle. Here's Hughes, Doucouré, Hughes again. Tarkowski just managing to get something on the ball, but Watford there at their very best.
Well, again, defending is exceptional, and it has to be at the moment, because in an attacking sense they haven't started. Little give and go. Tarkowski across, gets the block. Excellent defending. Really good build-up play again.
Now Cork put in possession by Hughes. Deulofeu on his way. Gray alongside. Deulofeu goes on and is then fouled by Tarkowski. And it's right on the edge.
He knows, he's not even looking at the referee, because he knows he's left the referee with no option.
Nick Pope with plenty of protection. 5 in his defensive wall. Deulofeu. It's a fine save by Pope. Excellent stop by Nick Pope.
Yeah, it's a decent strike, isn't it? He's looking for that dip and swerve, gets it, but again, it is a save that you would expect Nick Pope to be making. Sees it all the way, it's goalkeeper's side, and he just gets a real good, strong hand on that, as he should.
Capu. On again by Mariappa. Deulofeu eager to get involved. First to hold his hand up and to apologise to his teammates. Scuffed attempt at a pass. Gray. Femenia. Deulofeu. Up to it this time by Cork. Gray. Westwood with time, or he should have had time. Burnley have conceded possession again, and Watford once more can't do anything with it.
Got the corner eventually.
Senior has made his move. He was the intended target. Capu. Mariappa.
Again, the defending was really, really good. That is what is keeping Burnley in this. Good ball to the far post. Mariappa's eyes must have been lit up there. Bardsley is. Jumps with him. Doesn't give him a free header.
Watford need to keep their wits about them again. Foster can't get there. And it's been jabbed in. Chris Wood. Frustrated first time around with the first corner. But Burnley makes sure second time around. Watford struggling to deal with the delivery. Foster out of position. And Chris Wood has pounced to score his 6th goal in the Premier League this season.
Well, I spoke at the previous corner about the work of Ashley Barnes and pinning the goalkeeper in. Foster was determined that he wasn't going to do it this time, but Will Hughes is in his way there. Watch that, into Will Hughes, can't get to the back post, and then, of course, Burnley get the look of the bounce. Tarkowski knocks it down, it cannons off a Watford player, and Chris Wood, really super sharp, hooks the ball goalwards, and, well, it's called the old sucker punch, isn't it?
Hendrick. It's Hendrick. Excellent stop by Foster. It might have been a handball afterwards by Barnes.
Yeah, Burnley again made an appeal.
Capu searching out Holebas. Terrific work by Holebas.
Well, pretty much sums up Watford really in this game. So much of it has been good. I mean, what a ball that is. What a touch as well. Lovely skill. And then that last little bit, it's relatively tame. I know it's on his weaker right foot, so you have to excuse him. And at least he's prepared to have a go with his weaker foot, but very comfortable for Nick Pope.
Have Watford learned their lesson? How will they deal with this Burnley corner kick? Again, it's tight to Foster, who can't punch away. And there, Watford have got away with one, but the break is now on for Deulofeu. He's got Doucouré alongside him. Sarr to his right. Doucouré. Doucouré's shot is high and wide. Again, Watford in a promising position after a line-bursting break, and still they can't do anything with it. Thumped by Manchester City. Semi-finalists when Sanchez Flores was in charge. Oh, it's a chance for a second. And it's off the crossbar and put over the top by Craig Cathcart. Well, Rodriguez, who's only just come on as a substitute, nearly wrapping this up for Burnley. Route one.
Well, straight from Nick Pope's kick. Poor defensively. Brilliant effort from Rodriguez. He's brave as well. He probably feels he might get clattered, and he's millimetres away from putting this game to bed.
Nodded that over the top of his own crossbar, and the pressure is still on from Burnley. Burnley feel that they should have a penalty kick. Chalobah has limped back to his feet. Here's Sarr. Doucouré. Now Deeney. Deeney strong with the pressure. The ball has gone out for a corner kick, but Burnley are imploring Paul Deeney to have a listen to VAR and to consider whether or not Burnley should have had a penalty at the other end.
Have a look at this here. He's trying to clear the ball. He doesn't know. Barnes gets there first. Is it a foul?
It's a penalty.
Yes. Yeah.
Ashley Barnes has scored all 5 penalties that he's taken for Burnley, including one at Vicarage Road nearly 3 years ago.
Chalobah is still pleading with the referee. He's pleading his innocence, isn't he?
Long wait for Ashley Barnes. Barnes against Foster, who's managed almost to keep it out. A magnificent attempt by Ben Foster to frustrate Ashley Barnes, but Burnley get their second goal, the penalty.
Well, this is what happens when you're at the bottom of the table, isn't it? You get penalties given against you under such circumstances. Your goalkeeper makes the most remarkable attempt, because that was hit with such ferocity. Comes off the inside of the post, goes all the way over the line, and dribbles agonisingly in the back of the net. Sums it up. That's the way it goes when you're down the bottom.
And by Westwood. What a save! But Tarkowski has bundled the ball in. Further frustration for Ben Foster, who did magnificently to make the first save. But Tarkowski following up has made it 3 now for Burnley.
It's a great delivery, but Ben Foster makes himself big and blocks the ball, and of course it could go anywhere off Ben Foster, but what does it do? Straight back to James Tarkowski, who smashes it in. And it's a harsh scoreline, isn't it, on Watford, 3-0. But Burnley don't care.
Messina. Sarr. Well, Burnley away wins have been few and far between, but this is their first away success of the season. Their first away win since they won at Bournemouth back in April. Watford with the bulk of the first half possession. They squandered a couple of good opportunities in the first half. Gerard Deulofeu particularly wasteful, but Burnley in charge after half-time, boosted by a goal from Chris Wood from a corner kick, his 6th of the Premier League season. They got a second, a 6th for Ashley Barnes, that from the penalty spot after the intervention of VAR after Barnes had been fouled by Jose Holibas. And as Watford pressed for a goal themselves, it was James Tarkowski who was able to wrap it up for Sean Dyche's team when he claimed his first goal of the season and Burnley's third. A 3-0 home win over West Ham before the international break, and they've come back with an away success at Vicarage Road, where it's finished Watford 0, Burnley 3.